Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. John Belkowitz, and we're here to talk to you today about high-range water reducers. Because it's High-Range Water Reducer Flower Week, brought to you by the honeysuckle. You know, I think a honeysuckle is actually a bush, just like the lavender. But is there a flower on the bush? Like the dogwood. It's brought to you by the dogwood, because the dogwood is not only a bush, but it's also a flower. And I believe it's the state flower of Vermont, Virginia, or Maryland. Don't ask me why I know that. I don't. I really hope I'm wrong on all of those. I shouldn't know that much about flowers. But anyway, so yeah, brought to you by the dogwood flower. And what we're going to be talking to you about today is a project that we're running. And Brooke and I did a video about what we are actually doing, but we really didn't get into why we're doing. Like, who cares about this segregation questioning or this sensitivity to segregation that we often see with high-range water reducers? And it's really important. When I first got into the industry, high-range water reducers were just coming out. And we were going from the ability to keep our slump maintained by taking out 15% water. Now with these high ranges, you go to 20 to 25%, even 35%. So while that was awesome, oftentimes we got into a lot of trouble. And what I mean by trouble is segregation. When segregation is recognized as where you have paste on one side of your form, rock and sand on the other side. And normally what comes from that is the paste changes in its appearance. That paste can have like a lot of bubbling to it, larger air bubbles, and then a milky, waxy appearance in streaks on the top surface of that paste. And oftentimes you can like almost immediately feel that segregation. What you do is you'll put your four fingers together and you just vibrate your fingers into the top surface of the concrete to start feeling where that aggregate is. And the worse your aggregation, or the worse your segregation, the longer it will take for you to feel aggregate as your fingers go down into the mix. So that's what we're identifying here, answering a question: when does that concrete mix become sensitive? And what is it dependent on? Is it dependent on just the high-range water reducer dosage, or is it a combination of the water with the high-range water reducer? So these are the different things that we're looking out for. But when it comes to the data set that we want to create, we created our own hypothesis, what we should see. And ultimately, it's going to be a comparison of the sensitivity to segregation, which is the actual slump, including a halo, if the halo is developed, over the design. And, this is just a hypothesis. We don't know if it's going to be exactly this, but again, this is what we're targeting, this type of comparison to get us this type of answer. And we think we already know, but we still got to do the tests, we still got to run the data set, and then do the analysis, which of course we'll present to you. So hopefully you're going to get something out of this. We're setting this up for you, the end user. Let us know if you got any concrete questions, concrete concerns, especially with high-range water reducer Flower Week, sponsored to you by the dogwood flower. Bing! So thanks for joining us today. Go Concrete! Beat as one!